This is Dave.
Another cup of tea.
And this is Phil. And introducing Stephen Seagull. And by day to pay the bills.
I'm a welder and fabricator working out of my own workshop in Devon.
I'm an instructor in the private security sector. I specialise in physical intervention and restraint.
But at the weekend, with minimal experience and equipment, they are following their passion to become treasure divers.
So we are treasure divers. You might have seen metal detectors, metal detectorists on the beach or in fields and sort of looking for artefacts. Well, we do the same thing. We use metal detectors, but we do it all underwater. So during this series, you will get to see all the challenges that we get faced with, and there's lots of them.
We do it underwater because we like the extra challenges that it brings. Unfortunately, our day jobs provide the money for these projects, so we don't always get to dive exactly when we want to.
That's true, Phil. With any relationship, you have to compromise, and unfortunately, our day jobs really take priority, and we have to just fit in the diving around them whenever we've got free time.
I think we both dream of being able to give up our day jobs and treasure dive full time around the world.
So what you're going to see in this 10-part series is two guys really doing it for the first time. We're not professionals, we're not experts, so you're going to see a kind of warts and all documentary, and we want to take you with us.
All the way.
Here we are, walking down to Poldark from the car park, the extortionately priced car park that we didn't have enough money for. In all the videos I've watched about Poldark, and those two boats are always in it. That boat must have been there about 15 years.
Really?
Yeah, you look on any YouTube videos, if you put Poldark in and look at the videos, it's people that have generally walked around with cameras, you know, showing the scenery, and that is always in it, and so is that one. So talking about our day jobs actually have nothing to do with the diving industry. I'm actually an instructor in the security industry, and I train physical intervention and restraint techniques to security guards and bodyguards and people like that.
And I'm a welder, fabricator and general engineer working from my own workshop in Devon.
So actually that's how Phil and I met, because I needed a welder to work on my old Series 1 Land Rover, which I'm renovating, and I was looking for somebody cheap and available.
So yeah, that's right, Dave, you contacted me, you wanted some help with your 1957 Series 1 Land Rover, a rebuild, and yes, you needed someone cheap and reliable and available. Your welding's terrible, so you had to get me in.
Yeah, straight off, yeah, just like Plymouth where we trained, just like that, just go down the step. See, we've got a little beach, look. Poldark Beach.
So we're nearly there, at our destination, and we're going to find out, someone out there must know what Lazy Cove, where that is, formerly called Lazy Cove. Are you going to edit this as you...
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be edited, yeah. don't worry about don't worry about talking shit. I'll edit it all out.
So here's the thing, this is what happened, Dave, in my mind.
Yeah.
She was coming from that direction, we know that. She came from Falmouth, didn't she?
Yeah.
She came round this coastline. Storm, big storm, horrid. Couldn't see, couldn't do anything. She came and hugged the coastline as a point of reference. She struck these rocks here, split her guts open, and went right around the corner and sunk down there. That's what happened. Right by the monument. So between that rock and the monument area, and between here and there are more rocks. There's a long slice of steps, you know, like a reef. Should have split herself right open. We start here, we dive all the way in that direction. You know, 20, 30 feet out of there, I don't know. We'll find the ballast stones. So, Dave, how did we end up treasure hunting a wreck off Cornwall?
So it all started when I read a book about old shipwrecks in Cornwall, of which there are many. It's a famous coastline for shipwrecks all through the ages. And I read this book. I read about this shipwreck called the Albemarle that went down in 1708 with a full cargo, including diamonds.
Well, I bet that got your attention.
Of course! Diamonds aren't just a girl's best friend, Phil. They're also a bank manager's best friend.
The most fascinating thing about this story is there was no loss of life, which is good. And that the wreck itself has actually never been recovered, or any of its artifacts recovered from it. So it's lying at the bottom of the sea, waiting for us to find it.
So that means, Phil, when we find it, we're going to be famous!
Or maybe not quite, Dave, but you'll definitely be a legend in your own lunchtime.
So let's start looking into what we know so far.
She set sail almost 2 years before with 20 chests of bullion to pay for trade from the Far East.
So battling the waves for several days, she finally succumbed to the rocks just off Poldark, which is a little fishing village in Cornwall. I recommend going there. It's a fantastic place to visit. There's a great little museum. I'm ad-libbing now. There's a great little museum there, a maritime museum. Staff are excellent and very knowledgeable. It's really worth a visit, and it's right on the quayside as well. So you can pop in there, spend an hour looking around, and then come out and get an ice cream. Oh, there's a little cafe there as well, isn't there? That's right, there's a cafe right next to it. So you can go in there and have a nice cream tea, which we're famous for down here.
Unfortunately, we don't have a map with X marks the spot, but we do have an idea of where she's lying.
Great, so we've got one name, Lazy Cove, and we know from eyewitness accounts of the day that she floundered on rocks off of Lazy Cove, and that the people of Poldark were the first on the scene, so it had to be right near Poldark for them to get there first.
We tried searching for Lazy Cove, and unfortunately we haven't been able to find it. But I suppose after 300 years, that may be just a name that's been lost.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually appear on any maps. We've looked at maps back 16th, 17th century, and Lazy Cove doesn't get mentioned at all, not in that area at all. So we've decided it's just one of those places that the locals knew it as that, but it was never actually documented. It was never official, and over the years it's actually just stopped being called that, and that's why it's so difficult to find now.
Is the anchor from the Albemarle the actual one?
It's a fucking small one then.
Well, that's why it went on the rocks.
That's a small Albemarle.
It's not on any maps. No. A place called Lazy Cove. Ever heard of it?
That's the only identification you got, is it?
Yeah. Well, we know it's somewhere around Popero, Talon, somewhere in between, we think. But that's all we've got. you find any treasure, Dave?
Yeah, loads.
Oh, good.
Not where it is now.
Oh, dear. So how was the first dive, Dave?
Wet.
It was wet.
Knackering.
Knackering. Oh, we're going to buy a boat.
Yeah, it's going to buy a boat. P.A.D.I.
So, day one, I don't know what time it is. Me and Dave are in the pub, pissed.
You are, I'm not.
Well, I'm a bit pissed. Dave's not. We've chosen to stay at where are we at? Poldark.
You're going to have to learn that word.
I'm going to have to learn a lot about Cornish words since we're in Cornwall.
Let me hold it.
And we've had a nice dinner. We're in the ship inn. The staff are lovely, very lovely. And we're just trying to buy a boat on eBay because we've realised that
But shore diving's so shit.
the only way to achieve our aims here and find the Albemarle wreck Albemarle wreck, thank you, is to get a boat. So we're eBaying about this. I mean, I have to be honest. This whole thing is finding a wreck in Cornwall on a shoestring. You know, people, we need your help. We need diving equipment. We need a boat.
Are you begging now?
I'm not begging. I'm just saying, you know, it'd be a good idea. People got on board and helped us to find our nautical heritage here from the 1700s. Something that is lying at the bottom of the sea, ship, ready to be found. Anyway, day one has been okay. We've checked the kit, we've done everything we need to do. We've done a recce on a couple of areas. I think probably the best result of the whole day was finding old Rosie in the ship inn with the most beautiful staff we could ever imagine to find. Day two. What day?
Oh, you salty sea dog, you.
How did you sleep, Dave?
I slept like a baby. Woke up every 2 hours crying.
I like it. Well, I had too much to drink, so I slept really, really well.
Have you got a headache?
I have got a headache, yeah. A little bit. Not too bad now, actually. Some coffee and, yeah. A bit of fresh air will probably do the job.
You had a bit of a hangover?
A little bit of a hangover, Dave, yeah. Thanks for pointing that out.
That's alright. I'll tell you what I've got, Phil.
What have you got, Dave?
Got something special for you, mate.
What's this? What's this, mate?
A nice bottle of single malt.
Oh, blimey. Melon Gold.
It's for when we find her. We're going to be smoking these big fat Cubans.
Yeah.
If you excuse the expression.
Well, that's going to be good.
And drinking a nice single malt.
Wow.
This is Stephen Seagull. Alright, the story is we were in Tesco's car park and this little chap was wandering around in the car park in between the cars, and other seagulls, adult ones, were dive bombing him and trying to kill him, really, or pecking him, landing on him and bowling him over and then pecking at him. So we had to rescue you, didn't we, chap? It was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, so there's no vets open. So we brought you home, didn't we? And it's gone from strength to strength. He likes cat food and water, don't you? kind of part of the family now. Right, Phil. So the main challenges are equipment and training. Everyone knows how expensive scuba diving equipment is, especially for decent stuff. So we're scouring eBay for the best sort of bargains that we can get. And as for training, before I embarked on this adventure, I'd never done any scuba diving before, so I had to get some training. So I booked on a P.A.D.I open water course, and then I completed that, and then I went on a P.A.D.I advanced open water course, and so far that's put me in good stead for the diving that we're doing.
Fortunately for me, I had a few years of diving under my belt, so I had enough qualifications to do this. Sadly, I'd sold all my equipment, so now I'm starting from scratch again too.
So the list is quite a long one. Cylinders, dry suits. We have to have dry suits because in the UK, almost all year round, even in the summer when we're diving out there on wrecks, you have to have a dry suit with 2 layers underneath at least. It's still very cold. So dry suits are really expensive. Fins, masks, dive computer, weights, all kinds of stuff.
So we're buying second-hand equipment from places like eBay, Gumtree, you name it, where we can find it. And we've bought some good stuff and we bought some terrible stuff. But I guess when you can't just go out and buy brand new kit, that's what you're up against.
Phil, don't forget a boat, a vehicle, a van, accommodation, fuel money, launching money, air, money for air to fill our cylinders, training money, that's expensive, more training. I'm hoping to go on a rescue diver course next. IT skills, social media skills, publicity skills.
Stop scaring me, Dave.
Join us on our
Like,
adventure.
subscribe, yeah, all that.
Join us on our adventure. Subscribe! Yeah, if you can subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, that'd be fantastic.
Like it, subscribe to it, enjoy it, and we're going to enjoy making it.
And tell your friends.
Tell all your friends.
And don't forget to tune in next time when Dave buys a boat for £100 and Phil practices his welding skills. Treasure Divers!